England have taken a 1-0 lead in the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, winning the first test at Headingley, Leeds by 5 wickets. It was a comprehensive victory for Ben Stokes' men, chasing 371 to win, winning comfortably in the last hour of the test. 2 overs into the second new ball taken, and Jamie Smith, their exciting, talented wicketkeeper batsman, finishing it off in style, picking a couple of sixes and fours of Ravindra Jadeja to score the winning runs. Giving him company in the end, Joe Root, the experienced master batsman, home product of Yorkshire, remaining unbeaten on 53. Jamie Smith not out 44. I feared that Ben Stokes would stand in the way between India and victory. Though he was not there in the end, he did create an impact. Ben Stokes, though he scored only 33 runs, reverse swept Jadeja out of the attack. He reverse swept India out of the game for a brief while. Before him, the other Ben, opening batsman, left-hander Ben Duckett, scored a magnificent 149 in the circumstances that he was required to bat the way he did, and in the company of his opening partner, Zak Crawley. 188 for the first wicket, the highest ever opening partnership for England at Headingley ever. 188 Duckett and Crawley shared, and that set the platform and almost gave England a huge victory. England were always going to win this test match. India were never in the hunt. Though they did take a couple of wickets in the second session, Shardul Thakur picking up 2 wickets in 2 deliveries, Prasiddha Krishna providing the early breakthroughs, picking up 2 wickets in his 2 consecutive overs, removing Zak Crawley, caught at first slip by KL Rahul, and also dismissing first innings centurion Ollie Pope. Bowled by a beauty, England were still comfortably cruising. Even as Shardul Thakur removed the centurion Ben Duckett, driving him to cover fielder substitute Nitish Reddy, and also having Harry Brook, the man who scored 99 in the first innings, caught down the leg side by a diving Rishabh Pant for a first ball duck. England were still not in trouble at all. Ravindra Jadeja picked up his lone wicket in this test match, having Ben Stokes, who until then was reverse sweeping him every delivery. This time gloving to short third man Shubman Gill, but not before having made the damage. Ben Duckett it was who hogged the limelight, stole the show, and was the center of England's remarkable run chase. In the end, they won with 14 overs to spare. So it was in the first over of the last hour that England scored those winning runs, winning comfortably. Jasprit Bumrah went wicketless, though he was the most economical. Mohammad Siraj was the next best economical bowler, bowling at 3.6 and over. Bumrah going at 3 and over, but it did not help India's cause any way. Prasiddha Krishna gave away a lot of runs, going at more than 5 and over. Shardul Thakur was also expensive, going at more than 5 and over. They just could not contain the English batsmen. Zak Crawley and Ben Duckett. Zak Crawley was happy to play the second supporting cast for Ben Duckett, who slammed his way, reached his 100 in only 121 deliveries, his sixth Test 100, and what an important century in his career this has been. England have of late been chasing successfully in Test cricket, and the latest one on Tuesday just showed that they are among the top and they are the favourites to win in their own conditions. Though there were a couple of rain stoppages for brief while, not more than 30 minutes, England were always in command. They needed at the start of the day to score at just under 4 and over. 350 was what they needed at the start of the day in 90 overs, and they maintained the required run rate thanks to Duckett and Crawley. They got a boundary, at least one boundary almost every over right through the innings, and that helped them maintain the required run rate. And even at one stage they were even going at about 4.5 runs and over. So that was how poor India's bowling was. One could blame the pitch. There was nothing on offer for the bowlers. But then when India scored runs, the pitch was good to bat. The same pitch which was good to bat for England, you cannot blame the pitch for the Indian bowlers not being able to take wickets. Jasprit Bumrah did try, the best bowler for India. 5 wickets in the first innings, none in the second, but then the others had to support him, cannot be leaking runs. There were a couple of dropped catches again. One, a difficult one, just off Jasprit Bumrah's own bowling. The ball did not stick in his follow-through. Ben Duckett was at the non-striker's end when Crawley drove Bumrah. Crawley was on 42, and another dropped chance was when Yashasvi Jaiswal ran in from the mid-wicket boundary, dropped Ben Duckett when the left-handed batsman was on 97. Yashasvi Jaiswal has not held a single catch this Test match. Dropped 3 in the first innings, 1 more in the second innings on Tuesday. But we have seen Yashasvi Jaiswal pull off some magnificent catches in the slip cordon and in gully, but this Test match has not been his first Test in England, but you cannot blame that for dropping catches. So England draw first blood. Shubman Gill begins his Test captaincy on a losing note, but I'm sure he will have a lot to learn from this defeat, a lot to rectify from the mistakes made in this Test match. You cannot win Test matches with batting collapses of 41 for 7 wickets in the first innings and 31 for 6 wickets in the second innings. You cannot win a Test match when you drop catches, and you cannot win a Test match with just one bowler taking wickets. A lot to play. The series is still not lost. 4 more Tests to come. The second Test match at Edgbaston in Birmingham from July 2nd, and India have a lot of time to ponder over, correct themselves and come back afresh on July 2nd for the second Test. Until then, do await for the Kumbi Jiku show, where I and K. Srinath review the first test, the turning points, the highlights, the low points, what went wrong for India, what clicked for England, and a lot more coming in just a few hours' time. Take care, stay safe.